Around 11,000 in the ground at the moment. There's Craig Smith, had a big game for the Kiwis in the Anzac Day Test match. The lead's out to St George Illawarra Dragons. 3 games in the space of some 9 days for a couple of these players. The Dragons, well, as you would no doubt have heard and read, no Anthony Mundine in the number 6 jersey. Trent Barrett has requested, we believe, to wear the number 6 jersey. Brannigan is the halfback, coached, of course, by David Waite.
Well, he certainly is their playmaker, isn't he, Trent Barrett, and a former Steeler before the two clubs got together. And playing great footy. He's got that one Origin appearance behind him, and, you know, I think he's certainly up there with the best pivots in the game, but perhaps not this season for him to get back into that state of origin.
The Cowboys have been unsettled with some 3 suspensions, a $25,000 fine, and also the loss of some 2 competition points. All that in the past fortnight. In saying that, they're coming off a good win against the Tigers, and Paul Green, another player, looking to impress Queensland selectors.
Yeah, certainly will. He's been. There's no coincidence that they started winning games when Paul Green started running the football. So let's hope he can do that this afternoon and lead these Cowboys to another victory.
Referee today, Mr. Mark Oaten. Just about to get play underway.
Stay behind it.
The white shorts for the Cowboys, the traditional red and white for the St George Illawarra Dragons. First touch goes to Mark Shipway, 25 away from his own line. Noel Goldthorpe is also still out for the North Queensland Cowboys, along with Sean Valentine. Coming back into this side in the back row as Martin Locke takes it forward. Kyle Warren and Mark Shipway, we saw with the first touch of the ball. Buttigieg will be the man to lead this pack forward for the Cowboys. McWilliams, a dummy half who made his debut against the Tigers last week. Paul Green. Oh, just a little bit of a juggle by Gasnier. He got up and took off.
Yeah, Paul Green kicking from the left-hand side of the field, not where his favourite side, but just getting it in towards that corner was the most important thing. Difficult for anyone bringing the football back to make much yardage.
Timmins plays it back quickly now for Craig Smith. He's been gobbling up the metres for the St George Illawarra Dragons, averaging 142 metres gained per game. Lakerock, a little bit high there by young Scott Prince, who'll wear the number 6 for the Cowboys. Short side play, Darren Tracy loves it on the blind side. Advances the ball some 10 metres. Brown delivers it now back for Barrett. In sparkling form over the past 3 weeks. Finds a bit of open space for Brasher, who was in some doubt with injury in the lead up to this game, but thankfully for the Cowboys, he's out there.
He's got a bit of an ankle problem, Tim Brasher, but I don't think he's ever really going to keep him out of the game. The first penalty the bench goes to the Cowboys. Brasher thinking about the quick tap, taking his time. They were inside the 10 metres there, the Dragons. Just creeping up, perhaps a little bit keen, as you'd imagine, early field play.
Yeah, certainly, Gary, both sides in their centre sinks, very much steady as she goes. Just want a completion and a good kick just to get away, just to get into this game.
O'Neill has a big breeze behind his back. The Cowboys will enjoy that, and is actually cooling the temperature here a touch. Locke, his second hit up of the game, driven back. Played quite well against the West Tigers in the opening 40 last week, but some desperate defence. Saw them finish the opening 40 minutes without a try. Can they get one early in this game against the Dragons? They go wide now for Green, who takes it to the line, back on the inside. Brasher was hunting up there. McWilliams. For Schloss. Bumps away from one, got a good offload for Prince. Shipway, good quick hands for Green. On the ball now. Connery, this man has plenty of pace. Shipway again. Very busy, Buttigieg, big hit.
Well, that was a very good short ball for Shipway, apart from the fact Buttigieg was just getting hit as he took the football. Couldn't control it. A little bit unfortunate there for the Cowboys, but they are looking enterprising, aren't they? They've put the football through the hands pretty well. Buttigieg, he's hit very well by Lightfold just as he tries to catch it. Can't really blame the prop forward for losing that one.
Brown back for Lake Ball again.
Leave it now. Leave it.
Just sorting each other out, both these clubs at the moment. Tracy is with David Wade at Newcastle and now at Dragons. Short side they go. Little grubber kick. Blacklock's coming through. Ains go pressure. And we'll see a fair bit of pressure put on young Scott Donald over there on the right wing. Just a newcomer, making his first grade debut, Donald.
We've seen that little kick, haven't we, quite often from Nathan Brown. It's dangerous in there. You get sucked up, particularly on the short side. The winger can't afford to be too far back because they put the football through the hands to out wide, but he placed it well. Well done from Donald. Now they're just struggling to get going forward in this set, the Cowboys.
Williams, he goes without it. Rashid trying to get involved desperately. Prince has a good kicking game off the right boot. This one could be a little bit too big. He's misjudged that breeze. It's quite strong from the south.
In the middle here, Nathan.
Yeah, it certainly is, Terry. The execution there wasn't what they wanted on that occasion, but it'll give them time to reset their defensive line. And one thing that's noticeable early in the game is that both defensive sides are getting on top and dictating the play of the ball. Let's see if we can see that trend change over.
Young Brannigan delivers it. Tracy. Now Smith put a metres on that far side, slips out of one, picks up another 5.
Paul Bowman's injured from that tackle. I think he might have taken a head knock on the first ruck there from tackling Darren Tracy. Good hands though, out wide from the Dragons.
This is Bailey, Luke Bailey. He plays in the front row, now back in the second row. Timmins takes away from Dummy Hart, picks up another 10. They're getting on a roll, aren't they, the Dragons? Gasnier.
Well, you can't go in anything but 100% harder when Sean Timmins has the foot. He's very, very solid, stocky, hard to tackle.
Oh, good opportunity this for the Cowboys, in fact. He's knocked on by the Cowboys.
It's touched there by Cowboys. It's a knock on.
An unhappy Scott Prince. He chased through very well and got the bounce, but the initial mistake, it came off. You'll find a Cowboys player coming in here to make the tackle, just trying to shut Barrett down. Well, that's been ruled that Cowboys player, in fact, knocked the football before Prince came through. It's the Paul Bowman tackle. Geez, he's copped a good one there, hasn't he? It was a nice, strong run from Muir. Sorry, it's Darren Tracy.
Tracy again. Brown will look at the options. He goes to Corey Pearson. Nice ball for Bartram. Barrett again looking sharp for Brannigan. Just his third game in the top grade. Over the top for Timmins. Timmins back on the inside for Gasnier. Gasnier trying to get away from Adam Conroy. Patton's up. Bailey. Big find this year for the Dragons. Big long ball now for Barrett. Takes on that defensive line, Barrett. Patton's knocked it on. Grusher comes away, the counter-attack. Snuffed out on that occasion by Ainscough.
Well, the signs are there just in that set of 6 that the Cowboys are going to get. Have to be very careful defensively. They get drawn in with 1 or 2 hit-ups by the Dragons. Then they send the ball out wide, and that's where they seem to be lacking 1 or 2 in numbers. So have to be very careful.
Martin Locke has 13 offloads for the season. On this occasion, he just takes the tackle now for Buttigieg. In fact, that's Sloss. These two clubs have clashed on just the 2 occasions. And the Dragons have won both those games. That's a beautiful kick, and it's a 40-20 for the Cowboys. So a great opportunity now for them, courtesy of Paul Green, to go right on the attack.
It's just about a 40-10, isn't it, Green? What a nice kick.
They set it up well,
sure
didn't they?
He's inside that 40-metre zone, and he just is. And it's beautifully placed, running on. Great kick, and that's well, I guess they're the sort of little plays that can get your side back in a match or turn it around, get you off to a good start. As Phil Blake pointed out, the Dragons are putting the ball through their hands pretty well the last couple of sets. They've hung on to defence, and now their chance to...
Had a big game last week.
Well, it's good to get 40, 50 metres in just by a kick and get the ball back.
Short side play they go. Sloss breaking off the back of that scrum. The Cowboys now looking to test this defensive line of the Dragons. Shipway loves taking the ball forward. Williams goes himself. Dummies. McWilliams. Well, the youngster gets over it through the dummy to Buttigieg. And this will be 6 points. What a start by the Cowboys. It was so simple. Just his second game in the top grade.
It was a great run, sharp run, wasn't it? But he still had a man to beat. Once he threw the dummy, I think it was Craig Smith from the Dragons who had to make the tackle. He may have been wrong-footed like a few other Dragons were. Let's see, the dummy, Smith had a bit of a look at his runner on the inside. Then when he tried to react, he was gone, McWilliams, under the post.
Well, the worst thing Craig Smith did here, you can't probably see it on this angle, but on the other angle, he planted his feet, so he stopped himself. McWilliam, good lateral movement, got around on his outside, and Craig Smith came up with thin air.
Great to see him score. He came up through the Hunter Mariners in the days of Super League back in '97. There's been a couple of raps on him, but there's been plenty of good hookers come from that area. He's an Australian under-19s player, Lee McWilliams, playing his second successive game in the top grade, getting the cash.
Well, they have to give a big rap there, don't they, to that kick, that great 40-20 from Paul Green that got them in the position there. It was only a couple of tackles after the scrum that McWilliams darted over.
A lot of talk about the bad rules that we have in our game at the moment. That is one of the great rules we have, the 40-20. Really is a test of skill. Green did it in fantastic fashion. Now for O'Neill, who is the second most successful goal kicker in the competition this year. Strikes it. The flags are up from right in front. And it's the Cowboys shocking the Dragons and leading 6-0 after 11.
Well, here we go. McWilliam gets out of dummy half there. Brown gets in arrested. Smith plants his feet. He gets around the outside of Smith there. It's a great try from a very good youngster who looks like he's got plenty of potential.
Get through plenty of tackles with Williams also, and that's the great thing about being an unknown, Gary. Sometimes they hang off you. They look at the bigger names back there looking to get the ball.
They saw Buttigieg was coming on the inside. It's easy from here for us to say, but Craig Smith, he should have left Buttigieg all along. That was Nathan Brown's man, but that happens. He'll try to make up for it.
Nathan!
And Nathan Brown was a good 2 metres in front of the restart from Barrett on that occasion. He was chastised by Mark Odom, but no penalty given.
Why not? I don't understand why we don't get a penalty there. I mean, you're offside in any other position on the field. You're penalised. Why don't they penalise him there? Start doing it.
Time and time again, Badge, in every game, whether it's a line dropout or a kick-off.
Well, and time, every game we see it let go, so I can see why the players do it.
Buttigieg got a letter early in the season for the Cowboys saying if his fitness didn't improve, he would forfeit his contract. As Brasher is into the clear. He's got support in Ralph Connolly. This guy is very quick. They won't catch him. I think he's the quickest in the league. Adam Connolly gets over the Cowboys. 2 tries in 2 minutes. What a start.
Gee, I'll tell you what, the hugs there for Tim Brasher, the skipper, after he passed that ball. Julian O'Neill came across, and a couple of other players, they are elated. They know this was the start they needed, the Cowboys, if they're going to turn the tables on the Dragons today. And just have a look at this beautiful break up the middle of the field. The inside pass, there it is, that nice little ball. Came from Mark Shipway, put Brasher in a hole. Brown was never going to stay with him. He had the fullback to beat, just comes across and turns it inside. Patton could do nothing but stay with Brasher. And then Connolly sprints away. Darren Tracy was, well, he thought he was half a chance for a moment, but really was never going to catch the flying winger for the Cowboys.
One thing that the Cowboys have got in their repertoire are good set moves, and here you have again, they come across the ruck there. Craig Smith again is at fault. He gets entertained with the ball carrier instead of staying back in the line. Didn't read Brasher coming through. Brasher gets down, nice inside ball there, position the fullback well for Connolly to go over for what I think is his first try in the big grade.
Defence is his worry, attack isn't. O'Neill. Perfect record, he should keep that intact. He's taken this one back a little bit further. Same result though, they lead 12-0, an upset in the making. Will this be a boilover?
It certainly started that way, hasn't it? You know, they have got some very good set pieces, which we have seen before. Here we go. Brasher goes up, as we said, Smith gets entertained. Then it's about Brasher trying to entertain the fullback, get the 2-on-1, drops Connolly off on the inside, too much pace. It's a great start, it's a start Tim Sheens wanted.
When Craig Smith got pulled across. The players from the other side of the ruck, Nathan Brown and etc., had to come across and cover that hole and just reacted a little bit too late.
Deep kick off this one. Brown stayed back on that occasion. Bunnigan, the crowd favourite here, a bit of a character. Glenn Morrison is now on the park also for the Cowboys, back from that broken jaw and jumper number 16. They're getting some of their injured stars back. They're still missing 3 players through suspension though. Robert Ralph, who is the major off-season buy for the Cowboys. They are last on the competition ladder. It's hard to believe the Cowboys. They've had 4 wins, but just the 6 competition points. Will this be win number 5? The crowd thinking the slow the balls are too slow. Green again using that breeze. Gasnier goes back, fumbles, looks up. Chase is pretty good.
Great field position from the kickoff, wasn't it? They've gone all that way with the kick. It wasn't a particularly long meterage getting out of their area there from the Cowboys, but they set Paul Green up for a good kick and he put it right into the corner. Now the Dragons have all the work to do. They do tend to go to the edges, don't they? 3rd or 4th tackle and really test your centres and wingers out. Let's see if they do it again.
It's the big fend on Paul Green. Green looking to force his way into that origin squad for Queensland. Andrew Hart. And his debut back in '97, Hart. This is Barrett. High ball will just float around and Scott Donald goes across and lets it bounce. They'll test him out. He's making his debut. Under the high ball, but not got him close enough to the line to put him under any pressure here. Brasher. Both wingers who played against the Tigers last week dropped back to First Division by Coach Tim Sheens.
Well, that's great to see Donald getting in there. After that ruck, he got the next tackle again. You've got to get involved early, and one of the problems with being on the wing in any match and out wide or away from the action is you just don't touch the football early. You can get a little bit nervous.
Bailey and Lightbolt driving back Morrison. Scotty Prince kicking straight down the throat of Luke Patton. So Patton gets around the first man, got around the second, but Morrison came.
And that's one of the differences, isn't it? With those early kicks were very, very good from the Cowboys. That one down Patton's throat, he made half a break. They've come back 10 or 15 metres further.
Little knock on.
No, that doesn't help though, does it?
There was no hand near the ball. He's just jumping forward. And they keep, but it's something you've got to pick the ball up and bring it to him. Okay?
Yeah, Nathan Blacklock there obviously saying his piece there that it got raked out or there was a hand involved. Here we have it.
I think he just lost it.
I think he did. Again, should take more responsibility when he's playing football.
Good call there by referee Mark Oden. O'Neill. Look at that lethal left foot step. Got around 2. Brannigan got him eventually.
Good cover from Brannigan, wasn't he? Really did a good job there, stepping inside of Timmins.
Oh, big hit. Timmins
Clear him, Luke.
knocked him right off his feet, Morrison. Robert Ralph is lining up now. The Cowboys, they all want the ball. Nathan Fine. Prince shows it. Brasher. That's a nice crisp passing happening at the moment, the Cowboys. Jeremy Schloss. Away from one. Brown made the tackle. Schloss reaches out. Back they go. They move it left. Green, little rubber kick. Bad bounce. They'll get another try. Try number 3. Robert Ralph off the bench and over the try line he goes. The Cowboys are on fire.
Look, when things are going your way, it falls into place, doesn't it? That kick was going straight to a Dragons player, and what about the kick? What about the bounce it took? A nice grubber it was from Paul Green, but even he couldn't have meant that to bounce straight over the covers. I think it was the fullback's head. Just have a look, he goes for the line. You see the plays on. Patton is coming across in cover and just bounces back over it and inside him. And Robert Ralph, as you do, you chase through no matter what. Good on him. Johnny on the spot. Oh, look, that is just tough for Luke Patton. Robert Ralph did a good job, though. Not an easy one to catch and put and score to make sure. Make sure you got the 4-pointer. These kicks don't come much easier for Julian O'Neill either, do they?
They don't. Straight in front. His second try of the year, Robert Ralph. He's been a good buy for the Cowboys. He really does give 110%. They need that, the Cowboys. And he has been delivering this year, Robert Ralph. Played in all 12 games and he's come up with 2 tries.
Well, if they look bewildered after the first couple of tries, the Dragons, they look a bit frustrated now. They've got to try to keep their act together, stick to their game plan, but they'd be wondering what script someone's read. This wasn't supposed to happen.
83%. We've touched on the form of O'Neill. It's been good with the ball in his hands. It's also been good with the ball on his boot. Loves the Origin arena. He's already played the 8 Origin games for Queensland. Would love to play more. They've scored them in very nice positions for O'Neill. They have all been directly under the crossbar. Strikes it, likes it. Flags go up. 18 points to 0. Who would have thought?
Yeah, certainly to start North Queensland wanted for the Dragons. They're probably getting a little bit outboozed here in this early part of the game. Here we have Green going to the line. What's this wicked bounce? That's like overhead off a good length in cricket terms. And Robert Ralph, full marks for him for not giving up on the ball and chasing through.
Bit of crack in the pitch. Just took off.
It was a really good set of 6 there, wasn't it, as well as that. And Jerry Slosh really borrowed his way over the tackle before.
And Julian O'Neill started it from the scrum there by nearly getting his way through as well.
Well, talk about a wake-up call. They've been punched around the head. The Dragons. Speaking about around the head, Bartram going a little bit higher than a lock. This is Adam Connolly, who scored the 2nd try after 12 minutes. Nathan Fine. Richmond from Mount Isa for Morrison, back for Robin Ralph. Nice offload for O'Neill, and now again for Fine and Brasher.
Well, a couple of swinging arms there from Trent Barrett aren't going to help the team's cause at all. Maybe he's trying to upset the opposition, but I think he should just get on and play the game.
Yeah, Scott Prince standing wide and now kicking for the winger in Donald, who's coming through, and Patton once again forced to go back to his own in goal. Good front on tackle that.
What about the chase by the Cowboys? There was 5 up there.
Well, that's all that's back for the Dragons. Blacklock and Ainscough. Well, there's a few more there that have to do some really hard work to cart it out of here.
Ainscough goes short side, close to that sideline. Ainscough too close, in fact. What about that? They could ill afford it. Well, he just had to go anywhere but there.
It's criminalism. It's amazing the impact Robert Ralph's had coming off the bench. They're scoring the try, running down there, coming up with back-to-back tackles, and forces him out along with Jeremy Sloss, who has always been a very good worker.
All in the one motion, no doubt about that. Ainscough, who's been in good form, won't put that down in the scrapbook.
Well, look, if they get over here, I tell you can almost write the Dragons off.
Morrison, dummies. Corey Pearson rode him to the ground. Back to the open side they go. Lock loves to offload. Looked, couldn't get it away. Fine. Green. Had decoy runners. Jeremy Sloss reaches out. He plants it down. Try number 4. It's hard to believe, but it's happening at Dairy Farmers. Is that the killer blow? 22 points in 22 minutes. That is the scoreboard.
They are absolutely on fire, the Cowboys, from a great kick deep. They pinned the Dragons in, they dragged them over the sideline. They've done everything almost perfect this afternoon. Beautiful short ball there from Green. Those inside passes, the inside dummies, just kept some of the Dragons players from sliding. That was the point of those decoys. And then a nice ball to Schloss, just gets through that one tackle and through Patton's tackle as well to score. Have a look at him. This is the one I've seen a lot of their games and called a fair few, and I have not seen them start as well as this. I mean, they start well, but they don't always get the football over the line this well, but 4 tries in, what, 22, 23 minutes is just super from any side.
In fact, I touched on that exact point, Gary, that they played some pretty good footy in the opening 40 against the West Tigers last week and failed to get a try. Now they've got 4 after 22 minutes. Big head start, 24-0. The Flags are up again. O'Neill has 4 from 4. 4 tries for the Cowboys. Even time this.
And here we have after Akos runs out on, I think, on the 3rd or 4th tackle. Green, couple of little dummies on the inside, holds up the defence. I think it's young Rob Simpson there. Again, gets caught planting his feet. And then Schloss runs into a nice hole there. 24-0. This is unbelievable stuff by the Cowboys.
Robert Ralph had scored before, but the other 3 players, McWilliams, Connolly and Schloss, it's all been their first try of the year. All coming in the one game. They've had a lot of injuries, they've had a lot of suspensions, they've had a lot of drama. They've used 37 players, more than any other club in the league. They have the worst attacking record in the competition after 12 rounds. Not in this game, though.
Look, their problem has been for so long is just getting the football over the line. They do everything quite often so well, but plant the footy over the line and get the points on the board. Well, it's not happening today, and if this sort of confidence you get from a performance like this can really turn everything around.
You've got to stand up, Lee. You can't just lie on the ground and play it through your legs like that.
And Lee McWilliams, this could well hurt the Cowboys. You must get to your feet. You must pick the ball up off the ground.
It's a tough one. He's trying to get up. He wants to get up, and as he's halfway there, he gets a hand on his back that's pushing him down. It's difficult to stop and not play the footy.
As long as he's consistent with that ruling, Nathan, I haven't got a problem with it.
Just play it on.
Gary Pearson, former Rah-Rah, who's turned his attention to the league field. Barrett calling the shots in the number 6. Maybe that's been a bad omen.
So early in the game.
Brannigan slipped through. Threw the ball forward. So the Cowboys, they survive. That's 0 tackle.
Well,
There's 0 tackle, Luke.
15 minutes till half-time, and already it's catch-up footy time for the Dragons, isn't it? So far behind on the scoreboard, and that's what's going to happen. They're either going to score tries or they're going to make mistakes trying to do so. Just pushing those passes. Brannigan trying to squeeze that one out and just couldn't get it to his support player.
Well, what they've got to realise is that there's like 54 minutes to go. They're not going to get them in 15 or 20 minutes. To win this game, they're going to have to get them over a period of time and work for them. So, yeah, they need to force the ball. They're in good position there. He made a nice break, young Luke Brannigan, and looks pretty good with the football in his hands.
76% of the ball, and they've made the most of it. Blacklock, who is really missing his good friend and playmaker in Anthony Mundine.
Look at the chase there.
Good chase.
8 of them down there.
The way it should be when you lead by 24 to 0.
It's amazing how things come easy.
Ainscoe looking for another line break. He has 10 for the year. And frustration is starting to show for the Dragons. Lakeville. And that's Craig Smith on that far side. Jason Hooper, the Illawarra Junior. Completion rate very good for the Cowboys, 86%. Well, you ask for consistency, you've got it.
That's all we ask on TK.
Must stand up.
It's about time some of these referees crack down on this. You see it so often. Every weekend, Blake's not getting to their feet and placing the ball on the ground, and Blake's not even putting their foot on the football. So it's good to see that the referees are clamping down in that area.
That was a shocking effort, that one.
Yep.
O'Neill picks up another 20. McWilliams. Shipway struggles to get to his feet. Scotty Prince. Robert Ralph bounces away from one. They got him eventually, Andrew Hart.
You flopped in there. You can't just keep going in there once the tackle's been played.
Jason Hooper giving away his second penalty in the space of 60 seconds.
Just a little bit late, that second tackle coming in to try to make sure that the player was wrapped up or held down as long as possible. Yeah, you can see that.
Had to be given.
Assistant coach here with the Cowboys, just getting some relaying instructions, I imagine, from the coach.
He would be as happy now as he would ever have been after 30 minutes of any game. He's coached with the Cowboys. The record he's had, Tim Sheens, started with Penrith way back in '84, had 4 years there, then he went to the Canberra Raiders, winning 3 premierships, and then the Cowboys. Just single victories have been like premierships. Andrew Farrer sweating on the sidelines as Bartram's about to check back into this game. O'Neill, he has been kicking them from all over the park this year. Way up on his career average of 71. He's settled down in glorious north of Queensland. Strikes it. He's hooked that one badly, just going for the extra distance. Will he be there when they announce the Queensland side on Monday? He's right there on the fringe. Oh, Green juggled it. Morrison hits it hard. Bartram makes the tackle and goes for the punch. How the touch judge missed that has got me fooled. He was right there. Prince, Shipway, and move it quickly for Warren. Former fullback who plays in the back row has got good pace. Shipway. Peter Jones. He's a Cowboy original since back in '95. Green looks at the options. Morrison. Flick back on the inside. Brasher can't take it. Patton got it. Now he comes back. It was worth a try. It went close.
Unbelievable stuff there by Luke Patton. It looked like that, yeah, Brasher there was going to knock it into his own hands, but Patton came through. You see here, nice ball by Morrison.
May have been forward. I wonder if Brasher's caught that. He's knocked it forward a long way.
As long as it's not intentional.
Would have been a try.
Yeah, exactly.
Just tapped it, yeah. Great old timers would say that. Messenger used to get over the head of players and catch it, keep going. Oh, knocked on. It went backwards, but it went forwards originally. Oh, self-destructing, aren't they? They can put most of the pressure back on themselves.
Yeah, they've given away a few little silly penalties, haven't they? Of course. And this ball, there was a decoy run there from Smith that hit him in the shoulder.
Well, they do that play like so often, and it's just second nature. Barrett hits the man outside, but as you said, it's not their day at the moment, and things like that happen, and it goes straight into the shoulder and goes forward.
Oh, Brasher and Latham 3. Still going, Tim Brasher. The Cowboys are looking for number 5. Just Peter Jones. Played 6 games this year. All Green. Oh, Morrison off the legs of O'Neill. Just a couple of tackles left here. Buttigieg, the big man. Bartram went high. This will be a penalty.
Hey, wait, hey! John! Whistle's gone, mate, seconds out. Come out.
Not his first one this afternoon, Wayne Bartram. Certainly that penalty was a long time coming.
Buttigieg slipped up, I must say, from Wayne Bartram, but he's been over the past couple of weeks, and he's a big man. You can hit him a lot of different places.
Oh, well, that slipped up. If you're going to aim around the shoulders or the football, it's going to happen, isn't it? There's not much choice but for that arm to slip up. He's swinging too high.
It's just signs of a very frustrated footballer and football team. Just laziness, that tackle.
Normally a trait of Wayne Bartram's, the laziness bit, the fiery temper is.
Well, he's done 2 in probably 3 or 4 minutes, hasn't he?
Bartram, who was sent to the sin bin last week against the Penrith Panthers for a similar offence. O'Neill has just missed the 1 kick. It was 4 from 4, then he made it 4 from 5. They have had this game under control from the very first whistle. O'Neill looking to stretch that advantage to 26 points to nil. That's exactly what he does. The Cowboys continue to turn the screws. 26-0, you are seeing correctly, after 33. I sound a bit surprised, I am. We were talking before the game about the impact of the drama and controversy surrounding the disappearance of the man would have. Maybe it's been a negative effect. Jamie Ainscough leaves the paddock with a shoulder injury. We'll restart again from Barrett. Green's under it. Martin Locke wants it, gets it. The Brisbane Broncos then went to the Crushers where he made his first grade debut. Locke. And well for the Cowboys over the past couple of years. He's had plenty of injuries. Shipway. Timmy Brasher. Hasn't he been involved today? Great to see.
Pushing the hooker out of the way there to get in and have a dart from dummy half. Green now, that kick into the corner. Well, it's closer to the middle of the field, but nice and deep. Will it sit up?
Not quite.
Wait till I'm with you right there, Nathan.
Well, running back to the 20, Paul Green. Won a Rothmans medal with Cronulla. Paul Green, seems a long, long time ago that. He's most of 98 with that shoulder reconstruction. The past couple of weeks for the Cowboys has been dazzling for us. Tracy.
But he's getting back to that form that everyone knew that he showed for Cronulla to win that Rothmans medal, and he's running the football with a lot more confidence, which is good to see.
Good Bailey.
Well, I know that he's given a rap to his forwards, and that was particularly why I'm saying that they went well. He went well last week against the Tigers.
Mistake, and then a knock-on from the Cowboys. It will go against the Cowboys.
Yeah, back on Paul Green, he's saying his forward's doing such a good job of getting forward, just gives him that little bit extra room.
And by getting forward, it gives them that extra time. It gives them better formation on the fringes to attack it and to put on their set plays, which they're known for, and which they've had so much success this afternoon with.
Well, there was a hole on the outside. Their communication breakdown really wasn't it. Patton coming back inside his 5/8 Barrett, but if he'd stayed on the outside, there was a fair bit of space to run into.
Good offload, that one. This is Hooper. Jason Hooper, Illawarra Jr. Alfred Tracy delivers it for Corey Pearson, turns his back. Flat ball, this one for Bailey. For a big man, he's got great pace.
Great tackle there by Tim Brasher.
Brasher made the front on tackle. Bartram's away. Brasher was offside. Timmins juggles it and knocks it on, does he? Backwards it went, according to Odin. Now Luke Patton up and running. Bailey, flat ball for Smith. Good driving tackle, that by Shipway. Forward pass.
They really haven't had a chance to put the pressure on, have they, for a whole set or even a repeat set. The Dragons this afternoon.
Phil's got it there, he's right in line with it, fellas.
Forward pass has been picked up by one of the touchies here.
I think it was. Keep a close eye on that line. He just creeps forward. The hands go forward.
That looked fine.
See, looked fine to me too, Phil, but unfortunately, it's a bit of gives a distorted view when the passer tends to be going sideways or backwards.
Lock. Green calling the shots behind play. Brasher's up in this line again. This is Jones, Peter Jones. 10 offloads for the year. He's played just the 6 games. Green for Shipway. Just short of that halfway line now. Nathan Brown goes back. Short side they go through Green again. Little chip for Brasher. This is well weighted. Brasher will kick it again. Really get it back. Timmy Brasher, you are fantastic, Brasher. What about that for control? He had hit the entire distance.
Run on and give him the hug as well, Terry Kennedy. It was a great play, wasn't it? Nicely weighted. Almost looked to be a little bit too big from Paul Green. The fullback Luke Patton was chasing up for it. They've kicked deep all afternoon. That's why Patton's been playing deep. This little one in behind. Have a look at it from Green. He's got Brasher on the inside. Planned move. Chasing through. And Brasher just gets to it before his opposite number. The ball sitting up for him. The kick over the top. Well, it's a little bit of luck in that. You've got to get your foot to it to have any chance. It came over beautifully, didn't it? And bounced up for him. Another easy kick for Julian O'Neill. Turning into absolute absolute fighting for the Dragons.
100 career tries. I think they might have even come off the shin there of Tim Brasher, but he'll say it landed perfectly on the boot.
One of the best.
100 career tries. It's a great milestone for Tim Brasher because he's been a great player. 19 Origins and 16 Test matches and 100 career tries. It's a great achievement.
Certainly is by Tim Brasher. That puts him, I think, there's only 16 or 17 players that have scored over 100 tries, and he's one of them. I'm sure he'll score plenty more. But I just like the way they set that up. They went an extra tackle. They were going to do it the tackle before. They went that extra tackle. Green got it on the far side of the field, chipped back over, and as we all seen, it was a sensational chip and regathered by Brasher.
They've all been virtually directly from in front. No mistake with that. 32 points to nil. 1 minute to go, maybe there's more.
Well, I know there were some people that were saying that predicting the Dragons couldn't lose this afternoon, but gee, they've turned the tables on them. North Queensland, haven't they? What a great try set up there from two of their rep players, Paul Green and Tim Brasher.
Like their set plays today have been crisp, sharp, and they're all paid off.
Well, one thing that they have shown, through the course of the season and last year, that they do have some good set plays. But what they're doing now, they're laying the platform before the set plays, giving themselves a bit more extra time, better formation, and having the blokes running the correct holes. And certainly this afternoon, it's worked.
A bit of open space here, but Locke comes up with it. Charges forward now. 32-0. 25 to go. Seconds, that is, in the opening half. Robert Ralph slips it out the back, loses it. Desperate to something. Taking to the sheds at the half-time break.
They'll have a couple of tackles to try it as well. Short ball for Bartram.
Goes towards the line. If they can flick this ball out, they should score. Gasnier was waiting on the right wing. They'll go back again. Timmins goes himself. The siren sounds in the background. What a performance this has been in the opening 40 minutes by the North Queensland Cowboys. A crowd of around 11,000 fans. They appreciate this performance. Brasher has a try, 100 for the career. Paul Green has been calling the shots. They have dominated the Dragons from the very first whistle. 32-0. After the opening 40 minutes, O'Neill with the boot has been lethal. Welcome back to Dairy Farmers. We are underway in this second half. 32-0. 5 tries to 0 they've scored. Oh, and the knock on from Barrett. A bad pass it was. So they're under pressure in the first seconds of the second half.
Patton wanted to get the ball rolling early, throw it wide, chance the hand, picks it up from the kickoff. Here's the big long ball out to Barrett, who just can't get it. Look, on a good day, he'd pull that one in, but...
Here they come, O'Neill up into the attacking line, goes himself.
Tackle one, stick.
Brannigan over the top. Brasher looks to Green. It's Cole Warren. And they try to muscle up in defence. Scotty Prince back on the inside for Buttigieg. 5 away from the try line now. They go wide through Prince. Sloss. Green delivers it. Intercept. This could be what they need. Timmins hasn't got the pace. Brasher got him within 10 metres.
Oh, Tim Brasher, good speed there. Wasn't the ball, was it, Paul Green? He had a couple of runners, but hit the wrong man. And now the ball out the back. They're going to throw it around, aren't they, the Dragons?
It's about the first lot of second phase play we've seen from the Dragons. Back it goes for Barrett. Through the dummy, then behind the player. Gasnier picks it up. What a debut he had. Mark Gasnier against the Newcastle Knights. He's come up with the 5 line breaks in 5 games and he's off again. Line breaks have been few and far between for the Dragons today. Patton, offload for Barrett, nice run around for Brannigan. 7-on-7, Green makes the tackle. Flicked out the back for Smith. Smith tries to go over the top of Prince.
Brannigan will be one of the first players that's ever ducked under Paul Green.
It's knocked out. No, it's knocked out.
Oh, Scotty Prince there just been accused of knocking the ball out. And held might have been called here, but he did duck under.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Smith on Prince. Prince did a pretty good job. Buddy fell off the tackle. You can see the hand on the ball there.
Yeah, and the penalty. They didn't take the two though, the Dragons. Heading for the corner.
Heading for that left-hand corner now. Ains goes back out there. That shoulder injury of no major concern. Now for Brannigan. For Smith. Morrison didn't start the opening half. He starts the second. Brannigan saw half a gap. Good offload for Barrett. Patton. Timmins. Gasnier very flat. Back to the open side now for Bartram. Barrett. They're calling for the ball on the left, but they're very bunched. Brannigan runs to the line for Ainscough. There's no winger there. Jamie went to throw it. Blacklock had cut back inside.
Thought he was going to pass, and we're going to have another cheer girl incident. Could have passed straight to one of them.
Brannigan, enough of that. Lightvolt charges forward. 5 away now. On a deep back line. Last tackle. Brown, the little kick. Brasher goes back, played at it. Had to.
Well, there was a lot of sideways movement there by the St George Illawarra side, not so much going forward, but once they can reverse that roll, go forward first and then start getting some lateral movement, just a matter of getting the blokes a little bit deeper, running onto the football into the holes, and they will come up with a try.
Well, that was Ainscough having a look there for his winger, who'd already gone in field looking for the footy there. In fact, here's Blacklock turning up now for the kick a couple of tackles later.
This is more what they were hoping for, some repeat sets of 6 early on in the second half. Smith.
They'd almost have to come back with the attitude, the Dragons, that it's 0-0, and they're just going to try to rack up some points and see how they go in the second half.
Lightvolt.
As long as they're prepared to work for it and not think that they're going to get 20 points in 5 minutes. You know, there's still plenty of time left on the clock. Let's go try by try if they can do that.
Darren Tracy. Brannigan. Brown, nice ball this one for Barrett, for Craig Smith, the skipper out of one, threw the ball forward. The Cowboys, they survive again.
The pass to Smith was a bit iffy. Really, they should have scored, shouldn't they? One man to beat. Smith may have should have just drawn the full-back in and given that ball, but
that was the best option, I think, Badge.
Yeah, it's not happening for them, is it?
No, exactly.
They're trying. They found a good hole, just couldn't come up with it. Brown, Barrett gives it to Smith. He just decided to take Brasher on. He probably didn't have time to wait for his support. It wasn't a good pass in the end.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. No, listen.
There's been a high tackling back play. Craig Smith will go and report for a high tackle. Conley was the player bringing it forward and put him up around the chin.
Did it slip up?
That one didn't slip up, did it?
No, just again lazy. But he's doing himself no favours, Craig Smith. That was 2 mistakes in a matter of minutes there. Could have set up a try for his counterpart, but decided to hang on to the ball, then came up with a mistake defensively and gave away a penalty.
Loss.
The ball movement's been good, hasn't it, from the Cowboys players? Hitting holes, lots of decoys, passing to the right players.
As soon as you say that,
Zero.
they came up with an error. Peter Jones. Off the bench and just coming up with a fumble. Luke Bailey.
Well, I just hope the Cowboys don't go into their shell. I hope they go out with the same enthusiasm, same game plan. Let's go forward. Let's get good formation, quick play the balls and score some more points.
Good ball this one again for Bailey. Oh, Warren made the tackle. Getting up nice and quickly, the Cowboys in defence. Corey Pearson looks out the back, flings it out the back. Ainscough. It's that great right footstep. They go back to the open side and Barrett, short ball for Lightvolt. Quick play, the ball from Lightvolt. Brannigan has the Cowboys on the back foot now. Loose ball again from the Dragons. Gasnier picks it up, comes back, centre field. Rock made the tackle eventually. 5th tackle What are the options? Brown, little grubber, back to the centre. Morrison must play at this. Brannigan dived, he'll claim it.
7, 10 metres, you're in front of the kicker.
Anyway.
You're called in front of the kicker, 7.
Well, he's caught
Had to be 10 metres.
front of the
Wait
kicker.
till the bloke's behind you, Tim.
And it was a close call there for the Cowboys. Joining us on the sideline as we have another look at this is Noel Goldthorpe. Mate, what an opening 40 minutes. This was a nasty scare, though.
Yeah, that's right. We the first half was very good. We done all the right things in the first half with the ball control and the plays. We really dug deep and we put on some good plays and scored some great tries.
I guess Tim Sheens at the halftime break, he couldn't have too much to complain about.
No, well, St George made a few breaks on us as well. So Tim wasn't, you know, very happy with. Oh, he was happy, but he wasn't. He knew that we made a few errors in defence as well, but. It was crucial that we started this first half well and go on with it, but that's not to be at the moment. Our guys have just got to claw their way back into it.
There's been a lot of great ball movement we've just been talking about. It's something you work on a lot, I know, but it's amazing that it's all come together, all teams in one half of footy.
Yeah, well, that's right. You know, we're known if we get away to a good start, then you know, we usually can go on with it. So it's very important to complete our sets and then just shut St George right out of this game.
Noel Goldthorpe, thanks very much for your time. Look forward to seeing you back out there. And Cowboys on the attack. Connolly for the corner. I told you he was quick. Look at him go. Connolly in the far left-hand corner gets try number 2. We'll go to the video referee.
Look at the last pass.
Maybe the pass is forward.
I think that's great refereeing there from Mark Oaten. He's let them play on. He's not sure. The ball was, to me, looked like it was floating forward, but we'll have a look at where it's thrown from, where it ends up. Scott Prince seizing the moment, wanted to come out the back. After this kick, there was a bit of a scramble. The ball is in fact tapped back by one of the Cowboys players. Tap back, little one squeezed out here. That's a nice football. Prince getting to the line, throws it from here. Probably allowed to just float a little bit forward because he is moving forward. Where is the ball caught?
Okay.
Oh, that's close, isn't it? I mean, for my money, that certainly is okay, given that Prince is moving forward.
Appears to be okay. He had a big southerly working against the ball also. I think that helped. But I'd say that Adam Connolly has just bagged his first double in the top grade. The video referee today is Mr. David Gona. He will find that very hard to rule upon. If it goes back to a ref's call, I think he'll give it. He does.
Good on you, Mark Oaten. You got that one right.
Adam Connolly has speed to burn. He actually competed at the World Junior Athletic Championships, this youngster.
High jump.
He's a sprinter.
Pretty good one too, obviously.
Ball was high and it was Donald who got up there, knocked it back. Ralph again with the offload, and Prince hit his mark. This is a turn up. Adam Connolly, 5 for the career, 2 today. He's been up and down from first grade to first division. O'Neill, this is tough. It's wide out, it's into a very stiff southerly breeze. Has he got the distance? He has. He's got the direction too. When you're hot, you're hot. O'Neill is sizzling. 38 watt, 50 on.
Well, here you have Green puts up the bomb. Just look at the St George Illawarra players there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all standing around looking at the ball come down. This sums up their day and their enthusiasm or lack of it. But all of a sudden they squeeze the ball out the back. Prince goes to the line there, throws a lovely cutout ball. They travelled about 20 metres over to Connolly. And as we said before, this boy has got pace, so we're never going to pick him up. That's another good try to the Cowboys and certainly a good start in the second half.
I'm wondering if this is making the Northern Eagles feel a little bit better because they were absolutely thrashed by the Cowboys by 50 points to 10 at this ground. That was the team's last win here. Their only win, in fact, for this year.
Good run, Tim Brasher. It just shows what's going on. He's just dragged his way to about 12 or 14 metres when the side needs it, up the middle of the ruck, where the Dragons should be the strongest.
And that's the second or third time this half that he's done that when they needed someone to come in. He's led by example. He's certainly thriving as captain of this football side and enjoying his football.
Ralph, high tackle by Ainscough. The crowd thought it was high. Odin said okay. Green for Prince, nice ball. They're going to run it. Kyle Warren back on the inside for Prince. Prince has pace too. Scotty Prince takes off. O'Neill, this has been a great try. Little Paul Green scores it in the end. What about the Cowboys? They're riding high in the saddle. Fantastic effort this.
Oh, you know, they did it great. The short stuff in the middle of the park before they went out wide. Scott Prince involved a couple of times. Apart from a good passing game, he showed he's pretty quick as well. So when it eventually goes out there, Green, receives the first pass and ends up getting it the last one. There's the short ball from Prince, putting him through a hole. He backs up on the inside. That, in fact, was a good ball from Kyle Warren, who flicked it back. Prince just a little bit quick. Bartram gets to him, but he gets the football back in on the inside to O'Neill. Cool head, Julian O'Neill. Just draw and pass. It's all you need to do. Paul Green, an uninterrupted run to the try line. Cowboys. Unbelievable.
There you go, Scotty Prince. Nice short ball there to Kyle Warren. Gets the ball back on the inside, keeps alive. Bartram comes across inside to O'Neill, back inside to Green on the fifth tackle option. That's how much confidence this side has. They've just run 60, 70 metres on the fifth tackle and scored an unbelievable try.
Anyone that doubts that this is an even competition, I'll tell you, any side can win. If you're off your game, the bottom side, up until this point, the Cowboys can thrash you, and they're doing just that. It's embarrassing for the Dragons the way they're playing. They're not turning up. They're waving the white flag in the second half.
7 from 8 today. Well, this to make it 44-0. He does exactly that off the upright, though.
Everything's going right, isn't it? 2 in a row off the upright.
55 gone, 44-0 if they can keep on going. This will be the club's greatest ever victory. And this would be one of their greatest tries.
Yeah, it certainly was. As we said on the fifth tackle, brimming with confidence, throws the ball out wide, backs up on the inside, Prince, gives it back to O'Neill, onto Green, who scores a good try. And the Cowboys, as you said, TK, are certainly riding high.
They've been below their best, the Dragons, but Gary, the thing is the Cowboys haven't let them get into the game.
No, they haven't. They've
control
dominated.
has been great.
Well, there were opportunities in that first half. Down 12-0, even 18-0. The Dragons, if they played it a little bit simpler, they could have maybe put some points on the board, but they've had so few opportunities, so few chances in that 10 or 20 metre zone. And when they have been there, they've blown it.
The bench looking for some answers as Timmins makes another desperate tackle on Nathan Fine. Lays it back quickly now for Sloss. He scored a try in the opening. Crowd now, they rise to the occasion. Green. Prince flicks it. Eddie Jones does a good job just to hold on to that ball. Green again, off the left boot. Charge down, Brannigan comes up with it.
What?
Took a while to get used to the pace of first grade. It's just his third game in the top grade. Corey Pearson. For Bartram. Can't help himself.
He's fired up, isn't he, Wayne Bartram? Filthy about the way the team's going.
For Bailey. And some speed to crack this defensive line. Barrett gets the arms free, gets the ball away for Bartram. And still throwing bunches. Timmins. Back for Brannigan. Forward pass. Turnover on the last. Well, he's
had a swipe at Robert Ralph, and Ralph is not going to back off.
They're still shoving. No one's prepared to throw one.
Robert!
Well, it's probably a wise move, isn't it?
Walk away, Wayne.
Not going to get much apart from getting sent off.
Exactly right,
Bin
Wayne
is a good
Bartram.
try.
Probably, David Waite could probably sense this and give him a rest on the sideline. It's kind of been brimming just before half-time and now well into the second half.
Well, he did the same against the Panthers last week, got 10 in the bin. The Panthers couldn't score while he was off the park. Easily could have been sent to the bin again. Giving away possession of penalties while he's in possession of the football.
Thanks, mate. Give it here. Here.
Yep. I think he saw the same thing. He's had a go in the earlier tackle as well. He's resented the fact that he's been tackled, he stood up and pushed the guy a second time, and we've had a little push here. There's nothing in it, just pushing, but it wasn't another ball.
Okay, Wayne, just come out here. Just be quiet, okay? Right? There's 2 tackles there where you've just got up. Instead of playing, listen, instead of playing the ball, you got up and you wanted to push him, right? So, no, give it.
In the bin, he's got no choice, David. He's going to go for the set, and he wants to go.
You're not listening here, I'm not confident, right? Yeah, I will, but he's going to swing up playing, right?
This all comes back in about another 3 incidents.
Well, Robert Ralph tackled it.
You're allowed to do that, aren't you?
Apparently not.
Well, he had no option there, did referee Oden. He used the expletive just there. You could hear it, only vaguely, but you could hear it. And he said, right, off you go and cool your heels on the sideline.
Well, maybe David Waite should have taken him off a few minutes before and still have 13 men out there.
There he is, Wayne Bartram in the sin bin for the 2nd successive week. Obviously frustrated by the way things are going on the park. Little chip kick this one. Jones comes through, it comes back for Blacklock. Offside position.
Yeah, unfortunate Jason Hooper having a go at that footy, just couldn't get control of it, and Blacklock picked it up. Maybe need a little bit more weight on that kick for the Chasers to have time to get through. They reacted pretty well, the Dragons, didn't they? Turned around.
And they make another try out of this. Try number 8. Scotty Prince, set play again for Buttigieg. Getting involved.
Geez, they're on their toes, the Cowboys, aren't they? All involved, all sniffing that there's a chance.
Loose ball, and bounces up for Jones. 13 against 12 at the moment. Lock at the back for Green. Now for Sloss. They're short on that right-hand side defensively, St George. Illawarra. Green. Prince. Big tackle now. They're calling for the kick on the far side. They won't get it on that far side. They're coming through. O'Neill won't let the player go who was in the air.
Tackled him up here. All right.
Fantastic take there by Gasnier. Attacked the football, got up high, and came down with it.
And the ruling is you can't attack a player while he's in the air, and he was. He got a little bit of a bump from O'Neill. In fact, I think Julian was just looking for the football himself.
Well, he wasn't even looking at the football or Mark Gasnier. Pretty tough decision, but it's there and it's a rule.
Protects the player in the air, which is good. 8-3 the penalty count. .44 nil the scoreline. What about that? Luke Bailey. Oh, loses it. Play on. Buttigieg has it, picks it up.
He was knocked out by one of the Cowboys, and that's why Bailey's not happy. Was knocked out and went backwards. That's why they have the football. Second tackle, hustling towards the post now, the Cowboys.
And McWilliams plays it back quickly now for Green. Green back on the inside for Locke. Locke 12 away from that try line. Sloss. Nice ball for Green. Has one try, can't get 2 at this stage. Just 1 metre short. Desperate tackle that one from Brennigan. Back it goes to Sloss. Across the park for Buttigieg. The big prop. Straightens it. Wants to offload the ball, but can't.
Oh, Brasher flying through a hole, couldn't get it. He got taken out eventually.
Still a big chance on the left-hand side for Prince. Back for McWilliams. Play on for the Dragons. They come away with it. Through Sean Timmins. The offload for Gasnier.
0-0.
Nathan Brown. Brannigan, they're shifting it wide across their own try line.
Tough day for some of those St George Illawarra players hoping to get selected in the New South Wales Origin side or the Queensland Origin side. Wayne Bartram, one of them, Ainscough, Timmins, you'd say would almost be a certainty, but just not happening for them this afternoon. Won't help their chances at all.
Tim Brash is struggling in back play with a shoulder injury. Paul Green's back there in the full-back position. He read the injury very well because there he is chasing that ball. It's not a 40-20. It's about 21 out from the line.
Looking towards the sideline, Tim Brasher for a moment there, thinking about going off, seeing the trainer at least.
What a career he's had, 100 career tries today. Played in the grand final for the Balmain Tigers while he was still at school. Back in '89.
Unfortunately on that wrong turn.
As Brasher just got the shoulder in the wrong position. Ralph about to check back into this game.
Don't think he'll be going on as fullback though for Brasher.
No, Kyle Warren may well drop back there because Kyle Warren was a former fullback turned back rower. Adam Connolly has 2 tries today, the speedster.
Fullback out there, Julian Lever, fullback.
Oh, Lock. He had a bit of a peep. As Jason Hooper was up on him pretty quickly. Blacklock, I guess the goal now from the Cowboys has got to allow the Dragons a try.
And there's lots of room on the right for the Dragons.
Don't touch him. Play on there.
To make the tackle now.
And they really needed that to go out to the right, even from that quick tap.
Here it goes now.
One more pass.
Barrett, Patton. They should score here. Can they? Timmins back for Gaznia. Gaznia loses it over the line.
Well, they butchered that, didn't they? Any one of 3 players could have ran that football in, but no one wanted to take the initiative, put the ball under their arms and charge towards the try line. They thought, no, I'll give it, I'll give it, I'll give it. In the end, they came up with a mistake.
You'd be disappointed if your under-8s team didn't score from here with such a big overlap, no one in front. Eventually, the cover defence, well, Gaznia stepped into them. They got across there pretty quick, got to give them credit, and lost the football in the tackle.
That's twice. I just wonder whether Sean Timmins is carrying some sort of injury. That's twice this half that he's had an opportunity to actually put the foot down, once with an intercept, once there, and didn't seem too interested in carrying the football.
No, just
like he played 2 games in 24 hours last
just
week.
got to get, once you make the
Test
tackle,
match and then of
just
course
walk away from it, both of you.
That's no excuse, mate.
Sweet, cool.
He's had a week to recuperate, and I realise the sort of pressures they're under, physically and mentally. But in situations like that, surely could have a bit more of a go.
That all players this weekend are out to impress those Origin selectors who name the sides up Monday. Up it goes now for Nathan Fine. Played last week against the Tigers. Robert Ralph. Taken over the top by Lakeville. Jones likes to run out of dummy half, Jones. Scotty Prince over the head of, not over the head quite, of Blacklock. He looks to be a little bit lost without Anthony Mundine. There goes Hooper. Jason Hooper made his debut back in '97, another Illawarra junior. This side is packed full of them. Tracy. Barnstorms his way up. A fun of the tackle from Morrison.
Yeah, you're talking about Blacklock. I don't think any side's going to dominate. Well, there's the possession, and that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? When you've had almost 3/4 of the football in a match, you're going to dominate the game.
Morrison just could not resist.
Hey, leave it there, leave it there.
Dropping the shoulder.
Come on, cool it down.
44 Blott, he can still afford a smile. Barrett taken out with that little chip. Trying to chase it.
4-0. Target for their greatest ever victory.
Excellent offload there, Craig Smith, while he was falling.
This is Barrett. Lakeville. Run around with Barrett. Barrett, a little bit of space. Here they go. Can they get there? They can. It's Hooper, Jason Hooper. Their first try has come after 50, 60 minutes of play. They've had to wait a long, long time. 44-4, 64 minutes in fact.
Trent Barrett, who has tried pretty hard all afternoon, it hasn't always gone his way. Just gets the ball out wide, the run around there with Leikvoll. And that left foot step, that beat a couple of them. Probably a claim for a shepherd there from a couple of Cowboys players. Mark Oaten didn't see it. And he eventually sets up Hooper out wide, dragging Scott Donald over the line. You just see it from this angle. You can see one of the Cowboys players obstructed. Well, it's hard to tell there, he goes out of shot, but certainly one of them couldn't get to him because there was another Dragons player in the way.
No, I thought it was all right. It was Luke Brennigan there just getting in the way of Paul Green, I think was the one they were talking about. But that was one or two plays further off from where the ball was. He just got in behind, I think it was the defence of the big fella Buttigieg, and set up a very nice try.
Nathan Blacklock with Wayne Barger in the sin bin, the regular goal kicker. He's hooked that one. The scoreline remains 44 points to 4. The Cowboys, they're in front. 15 to go.
Well, here we go. It's one of their pep plays. They go forward in Leikvoll, turns the ball back inside back to Barrett, who gets on the inside of Buttigieg there. Nice ball to Hooper there, who's done a couple of nice things along with Barrett this afternoon. And yeah, they're on the scoreboard, and that's the first try this afternoon.
Will Jones gets a break. They will celebrate tonight, the Cowboys.
Wait for it.
O'Neill, a wonky old restart. Luke Patton slipped over, then got up and delivered it for his skipper, Craig Smith. Marcham about to come back on.
Yeah, hard time for the Dragons. This really, they can't win the match. Just got to keep trying to push forward. Maybe do a few things right. Maybe impress the coach. Let the coach know they want to be out there and they want to be out there next week. They've had some pretty ordinary performances today.
5 of the last 6 games, and the only loss in that 6-week period was against the Brisbane Broncos at ANZ. Many of their star players were missing, so they've been in great form. Nice ball, but Gasnier has gone without it. Just a little bit low.
4 tackles over.
Just not happening. Bad day at the office for the Dragons.
They set this play up often. When they're playing well, when they're not playing well, they get to the short side, have a decoy runner, just trying to create that extra man. The little flick out the back it was from Timmins, as you said, too low. He couldn't pick it up, and we didn't really see it until the last moment, and it was too low for Gasnier on the wing.
Well, it didn't warrant it to be flicked in the first place. Just a simple draw and pass with the ball in front of you.
Green. Nice ball back for Kyle Warren. His head slammed straight into the ground there by Robbie Simpson. Big hit. Tracy. There's a little bit of anger now in the Dragons forwards. It's probably come some 69 minutes too late. Martin Locke. Fine. For Green. Kicks for that bottom corner. Patton scampers across.
The players worked so well for him this afternoon, hasn't it?
O'Neill got out of marker pretty quickly.
Keen chase. They're all up there, giving no room to the fullback and winger to get it out, and then shutting down the rest of the Dragons' attack that's trying to come out. A couple of times the Dragons have decided to go wide from this position. They just haven't got it right. They'll try it again now.
Here they go, the knock-on comes.
They didn't get it right that time.
Hooper, who had just scored a try moments ago, unable to take that ball.
Said it before, on a good day, these all stick, and he's in open space. Clear run. One man coming across, and probably the quickest man in the club, Nathan Blacklock, with him.
Those errors mounting up against the Dragons. The thing is that they haven't had too much ball. Paul Green.
He saw a big hole, didn't he? Barrett, in fact, showed it to him and then shut him down, but
Had to let him up.
Oh, they'll just take their time here. They're looking at the options.
it's 44. They're 6 points away from the half-ton. I'd be tempted to take the tap in myself.
You'd have to take the tap,
They're
wouldn't you?
going to do it. Brasher. Up Simpson over the top. Fine, Buttigieg trying to charge his way over. And still going, Buttigieg. Fine, delivers it for Green. Decoy runners for Kyle Warren. Great driving tackle. But Lake Volley slipped out of that. Green again. Standing shallow for Locke. Numbering up now the Dragons. Fine. Short on that left-hand side.
Oh, there's some room out there, isn't there? But no Cowboys players are out that way.
Green, high bomb to the right corner. Donald gets a jump. Donald came down with it, then lost it. It's the first bomb we've seen also from the Cowboys today. Critics think they can only score their tries from bombs.
Oh, they showed today that that's not the case. And that's about the only thing that hasn't gone right for them today. He had the ball in his hands for a moment there, Scott Donald, but a little bit of a wrestle there with Nathan Blacklock, and it came loose.
The Dragons are also going through a transition stage at their club. There's been 6 players make their first grade debuts this year for the Dragons, bringing many young players up. The completion rate by the Cowboys has been fantastic, 78%. That's about as good as a coach could hope for. Flick back. The Cowboys have come up with it. Brasher again. Plenty of touches for Tim Brasher. They move it now. McWilliams. Green. Good ball this one for Scott Donald.
Hooper had him covered all the way. Tried to put him away down there. The pass came maybe a little bit too early. Great choice of play there from Paul Green. The moment just falling. He couldn't stay on his feet time enough to draw that last man and put the winger away.
Soft landing. Scott Donald. Timmins. Just twisted around in that tackle. Barrett for Brannigan. In fact, that's Andrew Hart on that far side. There were 3 players in that tackle, but the penalty goes to the Dragons. For one moment, he was going to allow that.
Yeah, he got the call from the touchy, a belated call, but certainly a good one.
I think it was someone there at least has break it out. He's come up with it. 3 players in the tackle.
7 tries for the Cowboys. Just the one for Drayson Hooper and the Dragons. Rory Pearson, short ball. Simpson, back for Pearson. Good play by the Dragons. Looking to try and finish with a flow. Barrett, Hooper. Forward pass from Barrett.
And he's right there with it. He's right in line with it. That's how he sees it. He calls it.
He's got the call from the linesman here, but I tend to think sometimes you need to override them. I agree with the touchy there. At first glance, I mean, I thought it was okay, but you can see it.
7 in.
Just gone through.
44 points to 4. At the moment, this equals their best ever win. They beat the Northern Eagles by 40. No sign of a knock on there, Robert Ralph. There was.
Forward ball. No.
No, forward ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he made an attempt to roll out of there.
Notice that the Cowboys are playing a lot flatter, a la Melbourne, than they have in previous games, and they've got the go forward happening.
Certainly have, and it's certainly one facet of the game that has changed over the years, and that's one of them, and they're using it very well to their advantage.
Blacklock.
To do that, you need lots and lots of runners, don't you? You need choices. And everyone's flat, and everyone's in line with the ball carrier. At times, you're just going to get smashed by the defence, but they have plenty of decoys at Cowboys.
Well, the crucial part of the actual play is the quick play of the ball to allow you to come flat.
Brannigan, short ball. Simpson on the far side. Looking for a lost ball. Brown stopped by Brasher. He played at it, 6 to go.
Play on!
Brash is away. Let's play on now. Brasher will get his second try. He's got 40 to go. The veteran stretching out. It's been a romp by the Cowboys. Try number 2, 101 for the career. Brasher has had a game to remember when we go to the video referee.
Okay.
Open originally ruled 6 to go.
First before he stripped.
And then there was a 1-on-1 strip there must have been.
He wants to see. I mean, he did call play on. So I'm surprised that he's gone to the video referee here, but he wants to see whether the player was held before that steal from Tim Brasher. Nathan Brown, the kick. Brasher got his foot to it. Brown chases it back and gets on the footy. They're on the ground 1-on-1. Brasher just takes it. That is play on. The ball was still rolling, still moving that tackle. Hadn't been completed.
Talk about enthusiasm. In the dying stages, we're seeing plenty of that from Tim Brasher. A wrestle.
Oh, that was too easy, wasn't it?
Just rolled him over. We talk about ball security, Blakey, all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's paramount, isn't it? You have to look at the stats of this game on who's had the better ball security.
Well, you know, and Wayne Bartram standing there as well. Tim Brasher gets up, and the first thing you've got to do is chase him. Wait for the whistle's going to come, it's going to come, but appealing to the ref while he's running away doesn't
The only
help.
thing I would question is when is a player tackled? And there was evidence here to show that he was tackled, and this would probably lead to a penalty.
Decision pending. No try. Penalty.
Well, look, that slowed down. I mean, that tackle was happening, wasn't it? He was rolling over with him. He steals the ball and keeps going. In slow motion, it looks like it took 5 seconds to happen, but it didn't.
In slow motion, I still think it was a try. I think Brown was still moving. He said play on. There was no tackle or held.
And yeah,
he's up, he's away.
Exactly, and the referee called play on.
Fair enough decision.
Ref.
Blakey got it right. Barrett. Players in motion for the Dragons. Darren Tracy. Plays it back quickly for Brannigan. Now for Barrett. Barrett will reach out. Just 1 metre short. They go to Brown. Short ball, Brannigan. Desperately trying to get their second. Gaznia. Long ball, but they got to him pretty quickly. The Cowboys breathing life back into their campaign for the year 2000. Oh, good hit that one. McWilliams, he's a freshman.
He's had an excellent game, McWilliams. Apart from scoring that try, that's the last tackle, the turnover as well. So that tackle is even more crucial.
Paul Bowman. Fine now for Robert Ralph. He's bustled well, hasn't he?
He certainly has. There's been plenty of them for the Cowboys. They've all aimed up.
Jones tackled right on that halfway line. Oh, good hands from Green. Nice ball. Scotty Prince caught one from Tracy. And there will be a penalty here.
Well, he felt it, Scott Prince. He is in some pain.
He gave him both
That
barrels.
was very late. I don't know where you hit. No, it was. You didn't have to go into it, okay? We'll go and report. They'll have a look at it.
Darren Tracy, that tackle on report.
Also a blood bin there for Darren Tracy. Let's have a look. The shoulder charge. Oh, very late was the call. I don't tend to agree it was that late, but probably could have pulled out of it.
I think he braced himself for it. I just think he put a little bit extra in at the end. I don't think it's as bad as it first looked, in fact. And don't forget, he's giving away about 40 kg, Scotty Prince, so he's going to go backwards pretty quickly, isn't he?
Oh, hitting a brick wall, isn't it? A brick wall that's throwing its shoulder at you.
Coach Tim Sheens.
Come on, Tim, you can smile now. 4 to go. You're up by 40.
What a lovely predicament.
Doesn't get much better.
They're looking for their greatest ever success now. They beat the Eagles by 40. They are beating the Dragons by 40. They need another try, McWilliams. He got the opening try of the game after 10 minutes. Bowman looking to get involved. Decoy runners. There's Paul Bowman. He gets there. Paul Bowman, he came from the deep. He wound up the legs and he crashed over. Try number 8 for the Cowboys.
He's a strong runner too, isn't he, Bowman? They had the decoys, and when he finally got it, he was one-on-one. Bowman just threw that tackle. I think it may have been Luke Bailey. He was left with the task of trying to stop him. He was had wound up from a fair way back too. No, it wasn't. It was Luke Brannigan, in fact. Just tried to stop him, ball and all, but yeah, too strong. Referee perfectly positioned to rule that one. So the Cowboys have put it all together in one afternoon. And I imagine they're going to go away a very confident side.
This will be win number 5 for the season if they didn't lose the 2 competition points against Parramatta.
Well, they won that game.
They would be
they just got the points taken off them.
10 points instead of being on 6 at the moment, or now 8 after this game. Trent Barrett just about sums it up. Number 6 jumper not proving so lucky for the Dragons. O'Neill, 8 from 9. Kicked one great sideline conversion. Most have been from about the angle. 9 from 10. What about it? 50 points to 4. For the second time this year, the Cowboys, who have the worst attack in the competition, bring up 50 points.
Yeah, nice little play there, fine out of dummy half. That decoy on the inside, spit it out. We've seen a few times this afternoon. Worked again, kept players in there. They had to wait, the Dragons. Bowman with a one-on-one gets over the line. We've got another home game next week against the Bulldogs, and I imagine the Bulldogs will turn up here ready to play, having watched this performance.
A very physical side, the key to the success today, and the Cowboys had a great start. 12-0 up after 12 minutes, 22 up after 22 minutes, and they just kept on going. Half-time scoreline, 32 points to 0. Robert Ralph. They're playing like wooden spooners, aren't they, the Cowboys? McWilliams, upended. Denny. Morrison. Glenn Morrison. He's versatile, but he can't play cricket. This is fine for Kyle Warren. So Buttigieg comes into the game. Scott Prince has recovered from that heavy knock from Tracy. Blacklock goes back. Patton is there to help him out.
Because even the kicks that don't come off well end up all right on a good day, don't they? Scott Prince didn't quite get that one. A couple of players coming through trying to charge him. Still went in behind the winger and put him in a fairly good position.
Countdown is on here. Gasnier. It's the ball for Hooper. Loses it, juggles it. Buttigieg finishes with it. What a victory. That is a record-breaking victory for the North Queensland Cowboys. They have won by 50 points to 4.